Hi guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Felicia Mufa and in today's video we are going to continue divorce prescription from chapter 51 onwards. Okay, so if you watch the previous one, we ended at where Adam and his friends were playing truth and dare in club and I say whatever. They were playing truth or dare, and Tracy was asked to kiss Adam, who happens to be Carly's boyfriend and Celine's husband. It's so funny, it's interesting. So if you are new to this channel, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel because you are really going to stay glued to this channel. You're going to love this story that which is called Divorce Prescription, a misguided love story of Mr. Adam Arrogant Alvarez and Celine Tate. And yeah, I believe you're going to learn one or two from this story because it's going to resonate with you in your daily life, in your marriage or relationship. Although I believe whatever Celine went through in the story shouldn't be normalized. What the pain Adam made Celine go through, the emotional pain, not physical. The physical part is also there. It shouldn't be normalized. Okay, so we are going to continue from chapter 51. And if you're an OG, thank you so much for always coming back. I really do appreciate you guys. Trust me, I appreciate you guys. So I appreciate you, Papa. So let's continue from chapter 51 because the story is getting interesting. Trust me on this. The story is getting interesting every day. This is chapter 52. Celine reached out to push Adam. I don't know what you are talking about. Keep pretending. Adam's expression darkened with hostility. You deliberately pushed me towards Tracy. He had figured it out. He had seen through Celine's scheme of using him as a pawn to sow discord between Carly and Tracy. Without even batting an eyelid, Celine handed him over and let another woman kiss him for 3 minutes. But what should she do? she's not your wife, oh. She just Carly should be the one to avoid this. It's not her. See no point in pretending anymore. Celine looked right into Adam's eyes. Mr. Alvarez, Tracy likes you. If she likes me, that's her business. What does it have anything to do with me? He retorted. Many women had crushes on him, but that didn't mean he needed to take responsibility for each one. Celine was rendered speechless. It seemed he wasn't interested in Tracy. Carly still had his undivided attention. Mr. Alvarez, why are you so angry? Carly and Tracy both like you. Their competition over you only proves how irresistible you are. Let go of me. Adam remained still and asked in a low voice, have you forgotten what I told you that night? Why are you still tangled up with Nathan? So now the story have diverted from Carly and Tracy to Nathan all of a sudden. He smirked the wrist civilly as he continued. Celine, isn't this just your way of provoking me and getting my attention? Celine was stunned by how self-absorbed Adam was. Mr. Alvarez, you have such a wild imagination. I don't like you anymore. It was the second time she had said she didn't like him. With a sneer, he brushed his slender fingers against her delicate face. He gently and suggestively caressed her soft skin. His voice dropped to a deeply magnetic tone that could easily send shivers down anyone's spine. You really don't like me anymore. It seems you have forgotten how my kiss left you breathless. Adam was a master of seduction. Celine's mouth is Adam, the virgin, happens to be good at seduction. Celine's small face flushed intensely because she still remembered that night. She hadn't forgotten how he kissed her with his eyes wide open and then mocked her for being dazed by it. He had the audacity to bring it up again. At that moment, he tilted her chin. He tilted her chin upward. His gaze was mischievous and certain. Let's test it now and see if you truly have no feelings for me anymore. He leaned in, aiming for her red lips. This Jack was so sure that she still liked him. He was taking advantage of her feelings. Celine seized the moment and struck her knee right at Adam's groin. Caught off guard, Adam genuinely took the hit. It hurt so much that he could barely speak. That was very good. That's very good. He gritted his teeth and growled her name. Celine Tate. Celine forcefully shoved him away. Mr. Alvarez, surely you understand now that I don't like you anymore. Without sparing him another glance, Celine walked away. Adam was left speechless. When Celine returned to the booth, Carly and Tracy had already returned to their seats. The previous round of truth or dare had been scrapped. No one wanted to sit idly by and watch them fight over Adam. Adam also returned to his seat. He wore a dark expression, warning people to stay away. You better stay away from Mr. Arrogant. Celine avoided looking at him and pretended nothing had happened. The third round of the game began. This time, the bottle's neck was pointed at Benjamin, while the bottom was at Nathan. Celine avoided looking at him and pretended nothing had happened. She better avoid it. She better avoid any glance at him. The third round of the game began. This time, the bottle's neck was pointed at Benjamin while the bottom was at Nathan. Benjamin eagerly rubbed his hands together. Finally, it's my turn, Nathan. You are playing there just like Tracy's there earlier. I want you to pick one of the ladies here and give her a 3-minute kiss with tongue. So we all know whom he's going to choose. So we are at chapter 53. Once again, the atmosphere reached another peak. Which socialite in Mercy will be the one to win Mr. Lynch's heart? It's time to find out, the group exclaimed. Under everyone's stare, Nathan got up and walked towards Celine. He had chosen Celine without hesitation. Guys. Callie and Tracy's expression both shifted. Adam was holding a cocktail with a poker face, but his handsome features were as cold as ice. Ruby was the happiest of them all. She exclaimed excitedly, wow, could it be that Mr. Lynch has fallen for Celine? Celine looked up at Nathan, having just closed the chapter with Adam. She had no intention of starting a new romance. Therefore, she didn't want to give Nathan any false hope. At that moment, Nathan leaned down and drew his handsome face close toward hers. Celine said, Mr. Lynch, Nathan winked and whispered, Celine, I need you to play along. Celine was tuned. Nathan explained, it's just for the game. You wouldn't want me to face a penalty, would you? For the sake of that medicinal oil, help me out here. Celine felt trapped, wishing she could return the medicinal oil to him instead. Ruben started to cheer. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Nathan gently cupped Celine's face and leaned in closer. He kept on leaning forward until their lips were about to meet. Adam watched as Nathan and Celine were about to kiss. His grip on the cocktail glass slowly tightened until his knuckles turned deadly pale. Why is Mr. Alvarez angry? The crowd erupted the moment Nathan and Celine finally kissed. Kylie was fuming. She tugged on Adam's sleeves and complained, Adam, look, Celine really managed to seduce Mr. Lynch. Adam's eyes narrowed sharply as he stared at the pair. Nathan held Celine's face as he kissed her. The group roared with excitement. Celine turned her face away to break the kiss. Her cheeks flashed red as she buried her face in Nathan's arm. Nathan glanced down at her. Her eyes simmered like spring water as she glanced at him shyly and bashfully. The sight was unbearable for Adam. He realized Celine could be just as soft and alluring while kissing Nathan. Adam had always thought that side of hers was his alone to see. Can you imagine? But it turned out that other men could experience it too. He started to believe that she had truly lost interest in him. The worthy has begun to cheer again. Mr. Lynch, you promised a 3-minute kiss. That one only lasted for a minute. Keep going. We want more. Nathan gave Celine a gentle look before smiling. Celine is feeling shy. Don't overwhelm her. With that, Nathan picked up a bottle of liquor. I'll take the penalty. He began drinking. The worthy has erupted again. They were teasing Nathan and Celine ruthlessly. Callie and Tracy could only watch as Celine became the center of attention that night, while they turned into a joke over their fight for Adam. Celine had effortlessly captured Nathan's favor. They didn't think she deserved it. Before Callie could continue ranting to Adam, a glass-shattering sound rang out. Adam had crushed the glass with his bare hands. The shards of glass cut deep into his palm. His blood began dripping onto the floor. Callie gasped in shock. Adam, your hand is injured. Quick, get a doctor to bandage it right away. Chapter 54. Everyone was caught up in the excitement that they didn't notice what was happening to Adam. Adam ignored Callie and got up to leave. Callie quickly chased after him. Adam, wait for me. The game ended. Celine, Nathan, and Ruben decided to leave the club. Nathan looked at Celine with a smile. Celine, thank you for earlier. Celine shook her head. Nathan hadn't actually kissed her earlier. Instead, he only cupped her face and kissed his own fingers. But to everyone else, it appeared as a genuine kiss. Celine chuckled. Mr. Lynch, I guess that repays my debt for the medicinal oil, right? As soon as she finished speaking, Tracy's voice rang out from behind. Mr. Lynch, please wait. Celine turned around to see Tracy approaching. Nathan glanced at her. Miss Tracy, what can I do for you? Tracy walked up to him. Mr. Lynch, don't let Celine fool you. I'm here to expose her true colors. Celine's expression turned cold. She knew Tracy wouldn't be able to hold back. Nathan questioned, Miss Tracy, what are you trying to say? Do you know who Mrs. Alvarez is? It's Celine. Nathan was tuned as he looked at Celine. Tracy continued, over 3 years ago, Mr. Alvarez ended up in a coma due to a car accident. That's when Celine, who had just returned from the countryside, took the opportunity to marry him. She's the ugly duckling that Mr. Alvarez has never gotten intimate with. Who gave Tracy the audacity to tell Nathan the truth? Okay. She asked, Mr. Lynch, are you seriously considering taking on the woman your good friend has discarded? How does that concern her? At that moment, Adam and Carly also walked over. When Celine glanced at Adam, she noticed the white bandage wrapped around his right hand. She wondered why he had gotten injured. After all, his hand had been fine in the men's restroom earlier. Carly turned to Nathan. Mr. Lynch, Tracy is right. Celine is Adam's wife. Don't let yourself be her rebound. Under the dim lighting, Adam's striking features were partially obscured. He looked at Celine with a hint of mockery. Celine understood Adam's unspoken message. When they were at Alvarez' residence the other night, he had told her that Nathan wasn't one to be someone's rebound. She assumed Adam was enjoying her humiliation as much as Carly and Tracy did. They were expecting Nathan to reject her. Nathan looked intensely at Celine. Celine, is this true? Celine replied honestly, yes. Tracy exclaimed excitedly, see, Mr. Lynch, she admitted it. Carly scoffed. Could she dare deny it? Nathan smiled faintly. Actually, I already suspected as much. That's why I like Nathan. His response caught Carly and Tracy off guard. He then turned to Adam and said, Adam, I had already guessed the nature of your relationship with Celine, so now I'm at ease. Carly and Tracy didn't understand what Nathan was at ease about. They felt that something was off. Celine had already stolen the spotlight thanks to Nathan. They didn't think she deserved his attention and were determined to end this. To them, the countryside was where Celine rightfully belonged. They were convinced that once Nathan found out Celine was Adam's discarded wife, he would never pursue her. They were waiting to watch Celine's downfall. However, things weren't unfolding as they hoped. Adam, I know the one you like is Carly since you are not interested in Celine. Does that mean I can officially start pursuing her now? I like this guy. I like this guy, Nathan. With that, Nathan took Celine's hand, holding it gently. He declared, Adam, I like Celine and I want to be with her. Chapter 55. Not only did Nathan not look down on Celine, but he also confessed to her right in front of Adam. Carly and Tracy were in utter disbelief by Mr. Lynch. They wondered if Nathan had lost his mind for wanting to take over his good friend's ex-wife. Adam's gaze fell on Nathan and Celine's intertwined hands. The temperature around him dropped instantly. With an icy tone, he replied to Nathan, sure, do whatever you want and play however you like. The guy is deeply hurt by his pride. With that, he walked off. Carly quickly went after him. Celine watched Adam's departing figure, thinking about his indifference toward her. He allowed Nathan to pursue her and even let him treat her however he pleased. Celine, I've known Adam for many years. He will never leave Carly, Nathan said. Celine quickly withdrew her hand from Nathan's grasp. I know. At that moment, Nathan suddenly stepped closer and pressed her against the wall. With a mischievous smile, he asked, so will you be my girlfriend? However Adam pampers Carly, I'll pamper you just the same. Celine had no intention of getting involved with Nathan. Slightly startled, she responded, Mr. Lynch, I appreciate your kindness, but I'm not worth it. I'm just a girl from the countryside without proper education or a stable job. I'm not good enough for you. With that, she pushed him away and hurried off. Goodbye, Mr. Lynch. As Nathan watched her run off, he laughed and found her even more interesting. He truly liked her. When Adam left the bar, a Rolls Royce was already waiting by the roadside. Leo respectfully opened the back seat door for him. At that moment, Carly caught up with him and hugged him from behind. Adam, what's wrong with you? Why are you so cold to me? Don't know, the man is heartbroken. Carly panicked because she couldn't make sense of Adam's attitude toward her. Adam brushed off her hand without a hint of emotion. I need to return to the office to handle some matters. You should go home. With that, he got inside the car. Leo returned to the driver's seat and they drove off. Carly stomped her foot in frustration. Adam, while inside the car, Leo said, Mr. Alvarez, isn't Mr. Lynch is genuinely serious about Mrs. Alvarez? Adam losing his buttons of his shirt, revealing his defined collarbone. He felt like only by doing so could he ease his breath. Nathan's actions today had truly caught him off guard. He knew just how high Nathan's standards were, yet he was willing to settle for Celine. Adam's tone was icy. She's just great at seducing men. The image of Celine blushing with shy Aliu while kissing Nathan flashed in his mind. No man could possibly resist her. Even Adam succumbed to the temptation. He had physiological reactions toward her several times. He thought Celine wasn't satisfied with just seducing him. Now she was going after Nathan too. Mr. Alvarez, are we heading back to Alvarez residence? Leo asked. To the office. I'll stay there for the next couple of days. Wow. the man is heartbroken. He didn't want to go back and see Celine. Adam lowered the glossy glass window, letting the cold wind brush his face. He still felt a faint ache in his lower body. Her strike really seemed determined to ruin him. She would dare do, only she would dare to do things like slapping him and kneeing his groin. Her words had her words of her not liking him anymore echoed in his ears. Adam tried hard to shake it off, convincing himself he didn't need her affection. So why is he angry? Why is he heartbroken? Chapter 56. Adam couldn't help but mock his own behavior that day. He couldn't believe he had gone out of his way to get medicinal oil for Celine and admitted defeat in the first round of the game for her. He even crashed a wine glass in his hand because of her. He was aware that he had been falling hard for her over the past few days, so much that he no longer recognized himself. From now on, he reminded himself to just let her be. From now, okay, he couldn't care less about what she did with Nathan. Back at the Tate Manor, Carly was throwing tantrum in the living room. Dad, Mom, Adam is ignoring me, she exclaimed. Hayden was taken aback. How could he do that to you? Have Mr. Alvarez and Celine finalized the divorce? When is she planning to marry you? When is he planning to marry you? Carly paced angrily. They are still not divorced yet. It's all Celine's fault. She doesn't want the divorce. Hayden's expression darkened. He turned to Lucy and asked, what's the meaning of this? Isn't Celine your daughter? Why aren't you keeping her in check? Why does she keep getting in Carly's way? Lucy replied in a soft voice. Don't worry, honey. I'll make sure she finalizes their divorce soon. How do you plan on doing that? In 2 days, in 2 days, it will be Mom's 80th birthday banquet. I've got a little plan that should get things moving. A vicious smirk appeared on her face as if she already had it all figured out. Hayden quickly comforted Carly. Don't worry, Carly. Just bear with it for a few more days. Carly stood up. Fine, I'll be heading upwards now. After Carly went upstairs, Hayden also stood up to leave. However, Lucy stopped him. Honey, it's already so late. Don't go. Ever since the night when she failed to drag Celine, Hayden had been very cold toward her. He didn't bother returning home, leaving her all alone. It seems like all the managers, all the CEOs in university are cold and arrogant because from what Celine's stepmother is saying, Hayden is also very cold towards her. He also happens to be the CEO of a company. Hayden immediately pushed her away. I'll come back when Mr. Alvarez divorces Celine. It's all up to you now. Hayden knows what Lucy wants. Hayden knows that the only thing Lucy wants is sex, so he's also using it to his advantage. So before he sleep with her, she has to do something to gain his affection as a husband. With that, he walked out, leaving Lucy frozen on the spot. Her expression darkened. She knew that Hayden had been seeing this secretary recently. She wouldn't stand for sharing her husband with another woman. She desperately wished that she could fast forward to Sonia's 80th birthday. She would do whatever it took to make sure that Adam divorces Celine. On the day of the banquet, Tate Manor was brightly decorated and bustling with guests. This part is my favorite. One of my favorite parts. They had invited all the most influential people in society. Celine had also returned for the occasion. As she stepped inside, she noticed Sonia seated in a chair. Hayden, Lucy, Carly stood on her left, and Wayne, Hazel, and Tracy stood in her right. On her right side, everyone was gathered around, offering their birthday wishes to Sonia. Sonia was beaming with joy as she held Tracy's hand. I heard that Tracy is now an assistant to the legendary Dr. C. Is that true? Wayne and Tracy proudly replied, Yes, Mom, it's true. Dr. C is a medical prodigy and she personally chose Tracy to be her assistant. Celine was left speechless by their words. Sonia smiled even wider. That's amazing. You are really making our family proud, Tracy. Not wanting to be outshined, Hayden quickly interjected. Mom, Carly is not a prima ballerina as well. Although both families appeared harmonious, there was always some underlying competition between them. Hayden and Lucy weren't about to let them steal the spotlight in front of Sonia. As expected, Sonia immediately reached out to grab Carly's hand. You are doing great too, Carly. Both of you are truly making our family proud. Sonia beamed with pride as she held Tracy's hand and Carly's hand in each of hers. She was in a great mood today until her eyes landed on Celine, who had just stepped through the door. Chapter 57. As Celine entered the room, no one bothered to acknowledge her presence. She quietly stood at the side, feeling completely out of place amid the lively atmosphere. Lucy finally spoke up. Celine, you are back. With that, all eyes turned towards Celine in unison. The smile on Sonia's face recently disappeared and was replaced by a look of disdain. What are you doing here, Celine? What is she doing? She's also a family. She's also a family. So she have come to her grandmother's birthday. Hmm. Lucy chuckled awkwardly. Mom, since it's your birthday today, I thought it was only right to have Celine come. Sonia looked displeased. I didn't ask for her. Look at how outstanding Tracy and Callie are. And then there's Celine, just a country bumpkin who doesn't belong here. She's nothing but a disgrace. Sonia disliked Celine. Callie and Tracy looked exquisite. They had carefully dressed up for today's banquet. They glanced coldly at Celine, then turned to reassure Sonia. Grandma, since Celine's already here, just let her stay. She's still your granddaughter. After all, she can just turn her after all, you can just turn her away, Callie said sweetly. There was a hint of mockery in her tone. Grandma, today is your special day. Don't let something so trivial ruin your mood. Tracy added with an insincere smile on her face. A small smile appeared on Sonia's face once again. I'm truly blessed to have both of you as my granddaughters. Her words, however, carried an implied meaning. She didn't see Celine as a granddaughter. Celine couldn't help but scoff inwardly. The Tate family was nothing back in the day. Her father, Aaron Tate, had built the family's fortune from the ground up. When Aaron started making money, he sent Hayden to university, making him the first university graduate in the family. He also introduced Wayne into the steel business, making him the successful businessman he is today. However, when Aaron passed away, none of them mourned his loss. Instead, they were quick to fight over his assets. Of course, everything they had today was the fruit of her father's hard work. Sonia was the shreddest of them all. She only favored those who brought glory to the Tate family. Celine shot them a cold glance. One day, she promised herself she would make them lose everything that didn't truly belong to them. Lucy turned to Celine and snapped. Celine, don't just stand there. Your grandma doesn't want to see you. There are so many guests here tonight, and the maids are short-handed. Go help out. Lucy treated her like a maid. Celine kept her expression neutral. She nodded obediently and replied, okay. As she made her way to the group of the maids, one of them instructed her, hurry up and take these wine glasses to the kitchen. Celine didn't fight back. She just did as she was told. She was aware that she was a nobody in Tate Manor. Even the maids felt they could command her. As she made her way toward the kitchen, murmurs suddenly rippled across the room. Look, it's Mr. Alvarez. Adam had arrived. He was dressed in a tailor-made suit with a shiny tassel brooch pinned to his pocket. He looked sharp and sophisticated. He walked in with an effortless confidence. The warm glow of the chandelier highlighted his striking features. His icy gaze swept across the room, sending a chill down the spines of those who met it. His entrance caused quite a stir in the banquet. Callie quickly rushed over to him and linked her arm with his. Adam, you are here. Guys, please, I feel a little bit dizzy. I want to go get water to drink, so please hold on. He walked in with an effortless confidence. The warm glow of the chandelier highlighted his striking features. His icy gaze swept across the room, sending a chill down the spines of those who met it. Yes, Mr. Adam Alvarez is in the room. His entrance caused quite a stir in the banquet. Callie happily rushed over to him and linked her arm with his. Adam, you are here. This time, he didn't push her away. Sonia smiled broadly. Mr. Alvarez, welcome. She greeted him warmly. Adam nodded politely. Happy birthday, Mrs. Tate Sr. I've brought you a gift. Leo stepped forward to present the gift. He carefully opened the box to reveal an exquisite painting. Sonia's eyes immediately lit up with excitement. Mr. Alvarez, is this Elegance in Bloom by Zachary Foster from Everon Age? Chapter 58. I don't know anything about wine, so... Leo nodded. Over the past few years, the Tate family had risen to prominence with Adam's support. Over time, Sonia had also developed a fondness for antiques and fine art. She had been searching for this particular painting for quite some time. Now, Adam had gifted it to her. The crowd quickly gathered around, and murmurs erupted across the room. Mr. Alvarez really knows how to make a statement. This painting is a real find. Callie couldn't take her eyes off Adam. Admiration grew in her eyes. He was not only wealthy but also incredibly thoughtful. The thought of him made her heart flutter. Callie smiled shyly. Thank you, Adam. Meanwhile, several prominent businessmen approached them. Mr. Alvarez, Mrs. Tate, Mr. Alvarez and Mrs. Tate are truly a match made in heaven. Should we take your presence here tonight as a hint that we can expect a wedding announcement soon? One of the businessmen, David Winston, teased. I'm sure it won't be long before we will have to start calling Miss Tate as Mrs. Alvarez. Another businessman, Robert Lanning, added with a grin. As the conversation unfolded, Hedy and Lucy made their way toward them. Hedy's current status wasn't quite on par with the businessmen present. In fact, they had just rejected a proposal he had made a few days ago. He chuckled awkwardly and said, Mr. Winston, Mr. Lanning, please enjoy the evening. David smiled. Mr. Tate, send over your updated proposal tomorrow. We can discuss our collaboration further. Hedy's eyes instantly lit up. Really? Thank you so much, Mr. Winston. Robert smiled warmly. No need to thank us, Mr. Tate. You are fortunate to have a daughter like Miss Tate. Sonia squeezed Carly's hand. Of course, Carly is truly a blessing to our family. Hedy and Lucy couldn't have been prouder. With Adam's presence, the banquet had been elevated to another level. They could hardly imagine the glory that awaited them once Adam became their son-in-law. Adam was the kind of man who could satisfy every woman's dream of prestige, surrounded by compliments. Carly felt like she was on top of the world. She gazed at Adam, admiration shining in her eyes. Adam lowered his gaze and glanced at Scully. His unusual cold gaze instantly softened. Celine, who was holding a tray of wine glasses, watched them from afar. Adam and Carly stood in the center of the spotlight, being adored by everyone. This was the special honor that Adam had given to Carly. It was clear that when Adam loved a woman, he spoiled her to the core. Celine's mind drifted back to a few years ago in the cave, when he had held her tightly and whispered, I will take you away with me. I want you. To this day, she never understood why the man who once claimed to want her no longer did. Celine lowered her gaze and turned away. Just then, Adam lifted his gaze and spotted her retreating figure. A businessman standing beside him followed his line of sight and noticed Celine as well. Mr. Alvarez, do you know that woman? He asked. No, I don't, Adam replied coldly. Carly silently let out a sigh of relief. She couldn't explain why she had been so nervous in the first place. There was no way that Adam would take an interest in a country bumpkin like Celine. She then turned to Lucy, who gave her a knowing nod. The show she had planned for tonight was about to begin. I really enjoyed this show too. When Celine made her way to the kitchen, a maid suddenly spoke up. Hurry up and take this bowl of soup to the room. Miss Tate has requested for it. The maid was referring to Lucy, who had ordered the soup to be delivered to her room. Chapter 59. Celine didn't respond. The maid immediately mocked her. Celine, do you really think of yourself as the eldest daughter of the Tate family? Let me remind you, the Tate family only has two daughters, Carly and Tracy. That's right, Miss Tracy is now Dr. C's assistant, and Miss Carly will soon be Mrs. Alvarez. But look at you, you are nothing. Another maid chimed in. The two maids clearly looked down on Celine. Celine remained silent. She simply took the soup and made her way toward the room. As she entered the hall, Adam, who was talking to a few other businessmen, noticed her. He frowned. Wasn't she supposed to be the eldest daughter of the Tate family? Why was she acting like a maid? Was this the kind of treatment she received at home? Adam's expression hardened. So, Adam is trying to tell me that all this while he have not noticed the hostility from Celine's family. Do you think that they treat her like a princess? Adam's expression hardened. He couldn't believe that Celine, who was usually bold and defiant with him, had suddenly become quite a submissive in front of others. So, it seemed that she only dared to act out toward him. The room was empty when Celine entered. Just as she placed the soup on the table, she suddenly caught a strange scent in the air. Although the smell was faint and colorless, her sharp senses immediately picked up on it. Within the next second, her eyes closed and she collapsed onto the bed. Moments later, the door creaked open and someone slipped inside. It was Hansel Gazier, Lucy's nephew. He was known for being a player. Hansel made his way to the bed and leaned closer to Celine, who was passed out on the bed. Why didn't Aunt Lucy tell me this country bumpkin was so pretty? Looks like I hit the jackpot tonight. Hansel reached for the hem of her clothes. You've got no one to blame but yourself. If you hadn't insisted on the position of Mrs. Alvarez, none of this would have happened. You are all mine now. Aunt Lucy will lead the others in soon. Your reputation will be completely ruined. It will be such a scandal that even Mrs. Tate Senior won't be able to protect you. Adam will surely divorce you and marry Carly. And just in case you try to deny it later, I'll take some explicit photos and videos of you. That way you will have no choice but to obey me from now on. He chuckled darkly. Suddenly, Celine opened her eyes. Hansel froze. How are you awake? Celine looked at him coldly. I was only pretending to be unconscious. Otherwise, how else would I have learned about Lucy's interesting little plan? Hansel's expression turned pale. You! Before he could react, Celine swiftly grabbed a packet of powder and threw it at him. Hansel's vision blurred. He immediately collapsed onto the bed, unconscious. Celine sniffed coldly. She didn't expect Lucy to try the same trick twice. Couldn't she come up with something new? Nonetheless, Lucy did step up her game this time. While Carly was enjoying her time in the spotlight with Adam downstairs, Lucy was trying to ruin her, hoping to tarnish her reputation with explicit photos. How could any mother do that to her own daughter? As Celine stood up, a plan formed in her mind. She wanted to give Lucy a taste of her own medicine. As she reached for the door, she froze on the spot. There was someone outside who was trying to open the door. Celine was curious about who it could possibly be. She quickly hid behind the door. Her eyes sharp and alert, she moved her hand to her waist where she quietly pulled out a silver needle. The door creaked open. Chapter 60. I think we are going to end at chapter 60. Someone walked in. Celine quickly ran at that person with the silver needle in her hand, but she missed. The person swiftly dodged her and grabbed her wrist. Celine, what are you doing? His voice was cold with a hint of anger. Celine froze and the needle slipped from her hand, clattering to the floor. It was Adam. Why are you here? She asked. Adam released his grip on her wrist. He carefully scanned the room and his gaze quickly landed on Hansel. Who is he? Adam had noticed Hansel sneaking around and following Celine downstairs, so he decided to follow him upstairs. Just as Celine was about to respond, it was time for Lucy to face the consequences of her actions. She grabbed Adam's arm and quickly pulled him behind the curtains. The door slammed open and someone walked in. What? Adam started, but she immediately cut him off. Shh, be quiet, she whispered urgently. Back in the hall, Carly, Hayden, Lucy, and Sonia were happily chatting with several businessmen. Wayne and Hazel, on the other hand, stood off to the side. Their eyes filled with jealousy. Tracy is so much more talented than Carly. All Carly is good at is flirting. She just got lucky with Mr. Alvarez. Look at how proud Hayden and Lucy are now. Hazel grumbled. Wayne quickly comforted her. Don't worry, Tracy will surely find someone as successful as Mr. Alvarez. Both Wayne and Hazel had high hopes for Tracy's future partner. They were determined not to lose out to Hayden's and Lucy's family. Suddenly, a sharp scream echoed through the hall. Everyone in the hall froze. Murmurs began to spread as everyone started to grow curious about what had happened. The corner of Lucy's lips tugged upwards. She eagerly anticipated the drama to unfold. Just then, Carly grabbed her arm. Mom, is this your doing? She asked. Lucy chuckled. Mr. Alvarez and Celine will be finalizing their divorce very soon. You're going to be Mrs. Alvarez. Carly smiled. You are the best, Mom. Lucy then turned to Hayden. Honey, why don't you stay home with me tonight? He pulled her closer. As long as you handle this well, I'll do whatever you want. Lucy sighed in relief. Then she turned to the crowd and began her act. What's that noise? It sounds like it's coming from that room. I'll go check and see what happened. The crowd quickly followed behind her. Let's go check it out too. Wayne and Hazel also followed suit. Soon everyone was gathered outside the door. A maid, one of Lucy's accomplices, stood outside the door. Lucy rushed up to her and asked, who is inside? Miss Tate. Mrs. Tate, I saw Celine going in there. Celine, the crowd murmured in disbelief. Isn't she the country bumpkin? She's not having an affair in there, is she? Sonia slammed her walking stick on the floor angrily. I knew she was a disgrace. How dare she cause trouble at my birthday banquet? Lucy and Carly exchanged a quick, satisfied glance. All the influential people in Murray City were here today. If Celine were caught in the act, her reputation would be completely destroyed. Lucy pretended to show a deep concern. I don't believe that Celine would do something like that. I need to see it for myself. With that, she opened the door. Inside, there were two fingers entangled on the bed. Hansel was on top of a woman, ripping her clothes off. So we'll end at chapter 60. My memory is full. So we'll end here and we'll continue later after I upload these two videos. Okay, when I upload the first one I did, I will get space. So guys, how far are some women willing to go just to get attention from a man? So Lucy is doing all this just so that her husband, Hayden, will have sex with her, sleep with her. Trying to ruin someone's life, someone's reputation. Ask her own nephew to rape Celine just so she can have sex with Hayden. And I think this is coming from insecurity. Insecurity. No secure woman will ever go to this extreme just to ruin another woman. So what do you also think? Leave a comment down below and let's know what you also think. So I'll see you guys in another video. But until then, bye.